Welcome, welcome. We're actually all over the country. If I can hear myself, I can't hear myself. Can you hear me all right? Can everybody hear me all right? All right, so welcome to the show we call Start a Biz. We're actually, Kyle, we need to redo that. We need to be, that's better, all over the country. So we're right here in the Santa Clarita Valley. This is our flagship station. I'm so honored when things come together. I've got my beautiful granddaughter with me today. Hi, Madison.
Hi.
So you can chime in anytime you want. And my co-host is batting down somewhere in Las Vegas. Aaron, welcome to sunny Southern California. How are you, partner?
Oh my gosh, I'm having a great time, and we're with some. I want to tell you, we'll keep going with what you want to talk about right now, Coach. But I tell you what, I'm with some of the coolest business leaders in the whole country right now here at a resort in Lake Las Vegas. And I'll give you a little report here in a little bit.
No, and I love Lake Las Vegas. I know right where you are. All right, so we're gonna today we're just gonna pull back the curtain on our show we call Start a Biz. Go to Start a Biz Radio Network, or go to CoachTunick.com or AaronScottYoung.com, and you can find out who we are. So this business show, is about really honestly helping you do better in your life. It's not about the money. It's about winning. Talking about a winning experience, Aaron Scott Young. I had one today. Dish, we put in another TV. Now I'm up to 6 TVs. My goal is to get to 10, but I'm up to 6. And I had the most delightful, when an adult has an experience and his expectations are met. Eddie, if you're listening, thank you, brother. Did a great job. Their technician or their account executive came over. Aaron did a great job for us. So thank you, Big Dish TV. And thank you, Eddie, and hope you have a Merry Christmas. All right, so today, Madison and Kyle, and we have a big studio audience here. Aaron's with us today. We're going to be talking about the it factor. We're going to be talking about what it feels like to be successful. We're going to be talking about what it feels like to travel. Traveling today, I used to love to travel, Aaron. I really did. I loved getting on an airplane. I read books, and I knew that I could read almost a half a book in 5 hours if I was going East Coast to West Coast or vice versa. Today, traveling is such a hassle, and you travel much more than I do. So I want to get into that. I want the listeners to understand what that experience is like from somebody from your perspective. But I want to open up the show, and we're going to get not in the weeds, but Aaron and I are going to talk a little bit about who we are. But I want to get into something that I posted on Twitter today, and that is looking at an extension of the it factor. So the it factor is something my granddaughter has. She's gorgeous, born with high energy. She has a beautiful personality. And when she walks into a room, people notice her. When she talks to people in a group, people listen. So not everybody's born with the it factor. And it's part of a discussion, Aaron, that I want to have with you. So a lot of people, we're at the end of the year. A lot of people didn't get their goals accomplished. A lot of people are frustrated. This is a very interesting time of year. It's an emotional time of year for a lot of people. January's coming, and for a lot of us, January is the start of our lives all over again. It's the start of a new year. If you're in business, we're doing budgets, we're planning. But, in our own lives, it's a great way to hit the refresh button. It's a great way to realize that life is not about a month or a day or a week. It's about having a philosophical approach. It's about looking at what you can do to bring value into your own life. But more important, it's about, do you have a life full of purpose? Do you have a life that when you put your head on the pillow at night, you can say, thank you, God, or thank you to your own God, but you feel a sense of value. And I think, I don't know what these technicians are doing, Aaron. There's tons of these guys in here.
We're talking back and forth with this high tech. But so you're saying is we're coming to the end of the year. It's a time to reflect and evaluate.
Yeah.
And so what's the question?
So the question is,
you really are a public speaker, Coach. You just could, you set it up.
Well, I'm trying to set it up. I'm trying to set up that. I'm trying to set up here that all of us have greatness inside of us, but a lot of us don't know how to get it out. So let me finish. I'm almost done with my opening here. A lot of us don't know what our value is in life. A lot of us don't know what our talent is. A lot of us don't know what our purpose is. And so if you don't recognize what your talent is or what your gift is or what your purpose is, that's when it becomes a struggle, because you don't know how to use all your gifts to get the real value out of your life. So I want to start the discussion that way, because you deal with a lot more people than I do in the course of a year now. So
I've been doing this. I've been having this exact conversation in 30-minute meetings since Monday morning. Boom, ba-boom, ba-boom, all day long. This exact conversation. It is so amazing that you would bring this up. Hey, let me ask you, Coach. What is it that you're great at? You figured it out. What are you good at?
Real simple, communicating, getting people interested in what I have to say and me. And I've been doing this since I'm like 12 years old. I mean, I'm not going to bore you with all the stories. You'll hear them as the year goes along next year. But what are you good at?
Well, I'm really good at seeing a quick solution to a problem, getting past all the clutter and going right to the heart of an issue.
So you're really a good problem solver? You're a good problem solver?
Yeah. I am. I was just this week with one of the senior vice presidents of CoverGirl Max Factor, and we were talking about a complicated issue. And I was just right before the show, I was talking to somebody who's a personal trainer who's gotten lost in their own, they've got jumbled up in their own rhetoric, and they're sitting there, basically in tears because they've gotten so buried in the weeds that they are not focusing on what they're great at. So your question's excellent, but the hardest thing is, in my opinion, when you're so naturally good at something, when people come to you all the time and say, hey, could you, Coach, could you just help me say this a little bit more clearly, or would you read this over and see if this little commercial's working, because you're good at communication. You don't put a lot of value in it most of the time. I'm not saying you, but most people don't have a context to value because it's something that's so freaking common in their life that they don't put any value on it. And one of the big challenges with business owners, brand new or $50 million companies, is I have to say, look, what is the thing that your friends, your family, everybody comes to you and wants to know this thing. What is it? Because that's your gift. Figure out what your gift is and apply your gift in any situation rather than trying to get a job that's just some title. You say, I have to be a doctor, lawyer, Indian chief, but then you get there and you won the prize, but you suck at the job because it doesn't play to your strengths. So it's a tough thing, but when somebody figures it out, it changes their life.
It's it's very difficult. I want to ask Kyle and Madison what they're good at. Kyle, now you're the general manager of KHTS, our flagship station, heard all over the country. On Hometown Station, you just go to hometownstation.com. If you like what we're talking about, you can listen to us every Monday, and we're also on the weekends. What do you think you're good at? You're a young man, you're starting your life. What do you think you're good at?
I'm good at fixing problems with the radio show, and hopefully nobody noticed. So,
yeah, you're not going to make it.
He's good under pressure. Good under pressure.
You're not going to.
I actually do feel like I'm pretty good under pressure when there's high pressure situations. I feel like that dates back to college. Got to get this paper done.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I put it off. I didn't do the paper.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I put it off until the moment I had to do it, and so
no, I really put it off. I mean, I didn't show up for class.
So you still haven't turned that paper in.
Yeah, no, that's good. We're going to get back to you in a minute, Kyle. Now, Madison, what are you good at? I'm interested to see what a 13-year-old is good at. What are you good at?
What do you mean by that?
What are you? Well, you're a cheerleader. You're a dancer. You're very attractive. But what do you think you're good at? Can you turn our mic up so we can hear a little bit? What do you think you're good at?
Probably just cheer.
Cheer? No, come on, think about it for a second.
Madison, let me ask you. You don't know me, so it's not as difficult as Grandpa asking you. Madison, what do your friends all think that you are especially awesome at? Like, are you really good at keeping a secret, telling a story, exercising?
No, she's not good at keeping a secret.
Well, what do you know? What do people all think? Oh, you know what Madison's awesome about? This.
Probably being very funny.
Oh, you're a comedian.
Yeah, she's a little shy. She's a little shy.
Yeah, 13-year-old on the radio. It's going to be shy, but she's doing it. Would you have gone on the radio at 13, Coach?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
I'd have been pretty nervous.
Getting back to our opening, our discussion today, you're listening to Aaron Scott Young and the coach on the show we call Start a Biz. We're just kind of pulling the curtain back and just talking about you, because we're interested in helping you do better in your life. And we couldn't be more serious when we say that. And a lot of yous out there don't know what you're good at, or you think you know what you're good at. Can I be as straightforward as I can with everybody listening to the thousands of people all over the country? I was thinking about this the other night. Most of my life, I've been in the finance banking business, and it's a business, Aaron Scott Young, that did not make people happy. So I was in a business. I've been grinding away. Other than the few years that I was teaching and coaching, I've been grinding away most of my life. I've done well financially, but I never at the end of the day felt I made people happy. There was always this missing part of my life where I didn't feel like I made people happy. And it kind of, there was a sad part of me about that. And I got into radio 15 years ago because it was a way for me to get happy myself, but it was a way for me to help other people. And back in the day when I was doing a lot of workshops, the radio gave me a way to express myself, and it allowed other people to express themselves. When I brought, I used to bring 150, 200 people in a room from the radio show, and hopefully you and I will be able to do that next year. But
yeah, it'll be fun. But yeah, this gave you a way to be more personal, not so kind of just numbers. He gave you a way to communicate with people and see a change in their life.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that have occupations, and I think I had one of them that, it was just a grind. It was just, I was thinking about this a couple of weeks ago. Kyle and I are opening an ice cream store. I don't know when, but that would make people happy. You want in with us, Maddie, on this?
Sure.
You want to get on the ice cream deal? But, an ice cream store would make somebody happy. You raise goats.
I do.
When you give goats away, you must make people happy.
You know what? People love the goats. They love being in touch with that little animal. It gets them out of the city, and it really is a lovely thing. So I'm here talking all this business stuff with all these CEOs of companies, and at the same time I'm getting notices from the farm of things that are going on with little babies, and it's a very grounding, it's a very nice thing. So I'd see why, if you were in financial services and you wanted to be more in touch with the human side, I'd see why radio would be a great way to get on and talk, and it'd be good. But yeah, you were smart enough to do two things: identify what you needed to be, kind of feel fulfilled, but also you had to take steps to do it. It doesn't just fall in your lap. You had to make progress towards doing something that was going to give you what you needed. And too many people that I meet feel like, well, I got to get up out of the house at 7. I got to be work at 8. I get done 5:30. I fight traffic back home. Now it's 6:30 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and I spend an hour or two with my kids or grandkids, or watch a game or do whatever, go to church, and now I go to sleep, and I live the same day and the same year over and over again. And you at some point, if you want to have that kind of the fulfillment and the peace of mind that comes with living your dream, you have to figure out a way to change your conditions. And that's really what this show is about, right? It's saying, how do you take control of your life? How do you get on with it and not be not just be some kind of a pack mule for somebody else? If you have the desire to start a business, which is not for everybody, but if you're an entrepreneur and you're working for somebody else, it's killing you inside. Yeah, well, if you're not entrepreneurial and you're working for somebody else, you're okay because you feel great. You're right where you ought to be. But my guess is if you want to be working for somebody else, you're not listening to the show, because you better be focused on your work.
Well, you've heard, both of us have heard through the years, the old adage, when you go to a graveyard and you look at the tombstone, Aaron, you've got your birth date, and then you got the end date, and then you have the dash in the middle. Well, the dash is your life. The dash, that's your life. What's in the middle? Between when you were born and the end date, what did you do? Did you accomplish anything? Did you help anybody? And I think when you look at you're at in Las Vegas at CEO Space, very fine organization. So you're talking to all kinds of people. What percentage do you think people really are happy or fulfilled, or did they find that sweet spot, that part where they, every night when they put their head on the pillow and they go, you know what, I had a pretty good ride today. And they don't have to get up and sit an hour on the freeway and be miserable. What percentage of those people do you think have that feeling of accomplishment in their own lives?
The ones that are here?
Yeah.
I would say of the percentage that are here, there are hundreds of people here, and my estimation would be that the people that are coming here are coming looking for something. A lot of times looking for that the missing ingredient that is going to take them from being a very, very busy sort of, even if they've got a $20 million company, a lot of these people end up still feeling self-employed, like they're in a job. Now, the business owns them more than they own the business. And what this organization is about, why I come here 5 weeks of the year, is helping people get the extra stuff that you and I are talking about every week, the extra knowledge that goes from being owned by your business to you owning an asset. And it's yours. And so I would say that you've got kind of maybe 3/4 of them here are desperately searching for that one missing ingredient that's going to improve their lifestyle, their going from being controlled to controlling their destiny. And then there's about 25% of people here who are great because they end up mentoring the other hundreds of people who really have figured out how to make the business work, and they come to events like this to just keep their batteries charged up, to learn new best principles and stay on it. Because see, guys, here's the deal. You have to constantly, you don't arrive and then you live in this perfect zone. You have to constantly be improving your skills, learning new things, stepping into the dark. There's a great Thoreau quote that says, "We can only walk part way to our success, then we must leap into the." No, we can only walk part way to our goal, then we must leap into the darkness to our success. And so the reason people come here, and I look out at that room as I'm standing up in front of them speaking, and I think, gosh, God bless these people, because they're the ones who have the best chance of surviving. They're the ones who are going to make the extra money. They're the ones who are going to beat the odds because they're trying to continually improve themselves. Same thing about people that listen to this show. They're not in a rut. They're trying to improve. And if they listen to what we tell them, they're going to beat the odds. They're not going to be 4 out of 5, one of the 4 out of 5 that fail.
All right.
Anyway, I guess I'm on a soapbox here.
No, you're doing good.
But dang it, eat your spinach and listen to the coach.
Eat your spinach. So we're going to come right back. Madison, the coach, and Aaron Scott Young. And when we come back, Aaron Scott Young, yep. I want to talk about the want to versus the have to. I think this is where I want to start the next segment, because I think most people live on a have to, and that's why they struggle. That's why they grind away. That's why they don't have that sense of purpose, and they're not fulfilled at the end of the day. So I want to ask you, why is America struggling with a want to? Can come right back on a show we call Start a Biz every day across America. You can hear Start a Biz on hometownstation.com or download the app. We'll be right back.